Hi, this is John, and welcome to another edition of Statistics Tell a Story. This is week 13 of the NFL. I actually only have two games that I'll eventually get to. I have a couple leans. I have just some caveats with each of these leans. One of them is Tampa Bay. They're laying 6 against Carolina. My model says 10, and earlier in the week I was actually going to be on them. However, Dave Canales, the coach of the Panthers, knows Baker Mayfield, having been there last year, as well as the fact that Bryce Young has played a lot better in previous weeks. And sometimes, the model might not pick that up. And so there's some volatility in this game that, I really kind of don't want to step in front of. The Patriots are getting 2.5 against the Colts. My model actually says closer to 0. I think Drake May is going to maybe eventually be a decent quarterback. The Patriots' offensive line, though, is really bad. Still not sure about their first year coach. So I'm going to lay off of that. And then finally, the Rams, they play the Saints. Nothing about the model says Rams. However, I mean, they're a small favorite. That's what my model says. This would be more of a bet on what I think is a coaching mismatch. The Saints are interim coach. I actually can't even name him. He's actually 2-0. They've been sorely outplayed in both games. The Saints are just not a very good team. The Rams have played a pretty tough schedule, and they're 5-6. They're still in the hunt, but I'm going to lay off. Might be on them later in the week, and who knows? Maybe I'll put out another video before Sunday. But for right now, I just have two games. Both of them are the New York teams, teams that a lot of fans and the public seem to have given up on. My second bet, or I'd say runner up, would be the Jets. The Jets are getting 2 points. They're playing Seattle. You hear a lot of rumblings, that about the Jets players have quit. Aaron Rodgers is upsetting everybody, et cetera, et cetera. I believe very little of that hype. First of all, I believe few teams ever really quit. Um, Secondly, as far as the media is they're going to like to be tough on Aaron Rodgers no matter what. Was he responsible for getting the coach fired for all these things earlier in the year and up to and including this game where they're now 3-8? I don't know. I mean, you hear a lot of stuff. I do think that Rodgers is a 40-year-old guy. Yeah, he missed training camp. Da 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 da. He still plays hard. I think he still has a passion for the game. I think his players actually play hard for him, but it's a guess. That said, the reason I like the Jets is they actually fit the profile of a team that has underachieved, which they have. They're 3-8, but often underachieving teams play good, play well late in the year. And so Seattle, they've just had two emotionally thrilling games. I actually have the Jets as a slight favorite, so there's some value there also. And they're my number two pick. Number one pick, the New York Giants. Again, another team that the fans and the public seem to they think they've quit. They've made some decisions that are questionable. Brian Daboll was coaching for his life. And so they are getting 3.5 points against the Cowboys, who just won as a big underdog last week. So there's actually a trend that plays against the Cowboys. The Giants are actually a little better also than their record. I have them, believe it or not, my model has them as not, I think they're like the 11th worst team. So, their record does not reflect it. 3.5 points is a decent spot to get. It exceeds the number of three. So I do like the Giants. Two ugly teams this week. That's all I have for you. We'll see what happens. The Giants do go off today against the Cowboys. I believe it's 4 o'clock start on Thanksgiving. But anyway, until next time, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next time on Statistics Tell the Story. Thank you for tuning in.